Hello everyone and welcome to another stream. Now I hope you can hear me well. I have changed my chair recently, so the microphone position might be slightly different, so let me know if you're having any trouble hearing me. I can try adjusting it or something, but I think it should be alright. Now then, first of all, while we are still waiting for people to join in, the most important thing, I guess, let's start from the top. As you can see, we are in Port Hope. The reason for that is there is no temple in Feyrist. So a couple of weeks, perhaps even months at this point ago, there was an update that moved everybody back to the temple for whatever reason. Alright, thanks guys. Right, so the reason why we are in Port Hope is we were basically set up to respawn in Port Hope since there are no temples in Feyrist. So we will need to do another trip. I hope I can make it there safely. Now let me go ahead and buy some more potions real quickly since we only have 10. Yeah, as you can see, I didn't touch the character ever since our last stream. I did say that I would do some offline grinding, but I never really felt like it. Especially since Chill Forest was open and I was dedicating most of my time to play on Barbarian. Anyway, how did you play this game again? I was having a rather long break from playing Tibia. Ever since Chill Forest has opened, I haven't really played almost at all. Only logged in to pick up some daily rewards every now and then, so I might be a little bit rusty, which is why I decided to make the title of the stream like this. Alright, so I think we were going to go for sapphires first of all. We are going to need one of those to enter Feyrist at all. And now there should be also a potion trader somewhere. Is it upstairs? Yes, there he is. So allow me to sell all of those empty potion flasks. Most of the stuff we have on us can only be sold in Feyrist, so we are out of luck currently. Let me just buy as many potions as we can. Alright, let's just get ourselves back to Feyrist and then we can do some short channel news, I guess. I guess I can. Oh, it's training items, right, I won't be picking this up. I don't think I can use it anyway. Alright, so since we have a sapphire, we are going to go through this here ice portal, like this. Alright, so first, okay, this works, so I'm going to plop a magic shield right here, as well as haste, and this should be good enough for us to escape any potential nymphs. I am really not feeling the game anymore. So, here's Garrymore, I remember this guy. We run past Garrymore, and we should be able to make it safely as long as we stick to the road. There's a dark font, let's recast our haste spell. Alright, we are safe. We can now focus on relearning the strategies. Now, since it is 8:04, we have like 10 minutes before the daylight cycle starts, and I would very much prefer to relearn the game while it is the day, since it's way easier compared to the night. Way less creatures have poison, stuff like that, I guess. I'm saying this mostly to remind myself, since I don't doubt you guys are up to date. Let me sell all this loot, like we said before. Stone herbs, there it is, the wood cape. We have no use for that, so we are already stacked, and let's buy some more potions, I suppose. I can't really remember how many we would usually take, but I think I recall it being somewhere like 80, I guess. Yeah, we got 80 and we are still looking quite nice capacity-wise. So let me go ahead, hit the depot, place all our stuff, all our cash in the depot in case we die, since I don't think we have any blessings, so if we die we will be dropping most of our stuff on the ground anyway. So let me deposit all the valuables really quickly, and then we can just regenerate our magicka and talk about what was happening real quickly. So this goes here. I don't need these potions. Some cookies. I guess I can put them back right here. All the gold I am not going to need, and this I am also not going to need. Perfect. Alright, so there's some guy we aren't going to be coming any closer there, since there seems to be a lot of enemies around. Now, I think we had this special way of dealing with this place, where we would just place a fire field over here, right, because everything else around is a safe spot, and there's a boogie right there, right, so since they can shoot, I don't think we can safely regenerate our magicka in there right now. Still, I'm going to check we have a fire field, and then we can go from there. Fire fields? No. Right, so I'm not going to bother right now. Let's just wait it out somewhere around here. So, when it comes to channel news, first of all let me start a new session right here, so we don't count the potions I lost on the way there. Alright, so like I said in some of my previous streams, I think I mentioned some of this stuff while we were streaming Persist Online. Chill Forest is over, I have done some progress, though I didn't get almost any of the items that I wanted. There will be a video which I am hoping to finish this Saturday or maybe Sunday. In any case, expect it on the weekend. Yeah, I'm going to do my best to make it work somehow. I have quite a lot of footage when it comes to Tibia. I was also preparing a 500 subscriber special, which the threshold of 500 subscribers has happened recently. I mean, not that recently anymore. And another cool thing is, for whatever reason, the ability to use community posts on YouTube is no longer restricted to 1000 subscribers, but it also works if you have 500. Or at least I am guessing this is what happened, because I got a notification that I am now allowed to do such posts. So yes, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm going to make use of them from time to time. And one last important stuff, I guess. I am going to be trying another game. I have quite a lot of footage on that one as well, so I hope you guys aren't only interested in Tibia, because there will be more stuff coming, and I don't mean Persist Online. I would like to do a video on that, but I have a huge backlog right now of footage and videos that I want to make, so that's going to have to wait. But I'm going to be also adding RuneScape to our regular video schedule. RuneScape is the game that I have been playing to relax a little bit after all this Chill Forest madness. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on Tibia, and I guess I got a little bit burnt out, but I am definitely going to return, so the progress on Tibia might slow down, but it is still going to be happening. Yeah, so that's about it. Let's see. It's still like 6 minutes, and I would hate to just sit around and do nothing while we wait. Let me try to remember how we managed those guys. So I think I was able to duke them like this, showing myself to the side over there, as well as there were like safe spots over here. Right, it was on the left side and on the right side of this little tree corridor, though the amount of enemies over here is kind of intimidating, so I don't want to get in there, especially since they are the nighttime guys, and they can hit really hard, not to mention they can poison you and make you bleed. And yeah, a lot of other unnecessary effects. So there's a dark phone, let me see, and we are already drunk. Yes, I remember this was the main issue. We have no way to make ourselves immune to drunkenness. What we have to do is abuse those tiny passages so that they are never facing our way. I really hope that at some point we will be able to just play normally. But there we go, this is how it goes. So actually, before we start hunting for real, I guess we could try rerolling those guys. What do we have here? Oh, that is perfect, that's a phone and a defense bonus, which we are definitely going to need. And just a moment, Ark, I'm going to take a look at the other reroll, but I don't think there's anything we would be interested in, so let me just place it on Wyverns, I guess. Twitch and YouTube at the same time. Is that even possible? Would I need to run like 2 instances of OBS or something like that? Quite frankly, I never thought about it. To be honest, I never expected that I would be streaming as much as I do. My main focus was videos, so streaming is something I started doing because there were some people requesting it. Nothing more than that. So yeah, while I am going to be streaming like always, I will try to stream weekly. And as always, I am going to fail. Let's not fool ourselves. The chances of me not being able to stream are way higher than me being able to stream more often than weekly. Nice, 2 prismatic quartzes. In any case, streaming is not really my thing, not my main thing at least, and I don't think I am interested in transitioning to Twitch at any time. I mean, I did stream with OBS on Twitch before, some other game though. So I guess if I run 2 instances it might work, but like I said, I would also have to look at both chats. I would be probably just halving my traffic between Twitch and YouTube rather than just having one centralized streaming platform. I feel like I'd rather just collect more people on my YouTube channel. School of Rafa quest, you say? The thing is, what is this quest actually? Let me Google it quickly. Skull of Rafa. The quest, right? Right, but the quest requires me to go to the Nor Amazon camp. And this character is bound to Feyrist only, with some small, tiny exceptions, of course. Since it is not possible to start the game from Feyrist, it is not possible to get to Feyrist before level 30, but the idea is I use no items outside of Feyrist, save for food, because food was going to be difficult to obtain. Yeah, so as much as I would love to do the quest and get some dwarven rings on my hands, that is against the rules of this challenge. Thanks for the suggestion though. Okay, can we kill this dark fawn? He got us drunk already, this guy. He's not holding any of his horses. And horses are like half his body, so we have to be very careful. Hey ZKDD, good to see you again. Right, so they all poofed like I expected. I shouldn't have even considered going after them. Okay, this was scary, we got some of our magicka drained. Let's kill the Puka first, since it is definitely the weaker one. Oh, it's going to hit us, isn't it? Yep. And now it just shot us. Now I need to remember to cast the Big Wand spell, the Wand of Darkness. There it is. 250 charges. Well, way more damage in any case. I have been training this character offline for quite a while, so as you can see, it is only hitting harder and harder, even though training your magicka offline is probably the least effective type of training, since you go like only quarter of the time as fast as you can do by going online. But still, we got like, what, 54 magic, and it's +2 because we have the Wonk of Darkness. Keep that in mind. Alright, so there's the Swan Ladies over there. Though Swan Maidens they are, actually. I'm not sure if I want to be hunting them. I think we did hunt them a lot previously, but yeah, there's a lot of them. And I think they can steal our magicka. Oh yeah, quite hefty amounts as well. That was 170 per turn from 2 of them. I don't think I'm going to be messing with the Swan Maidens anymore. Oh, another 110. They're definitely not cost effective. Let me just blast her with the energy bomb, because she just won't stay away. I mean, stay close. Or still. Right, so that was very wasteful. Let's stick to what we can do. So there should be like 2 Pukas spawning around here, one fawn spawning around here, and there might be 1 more fawn spawn to the left from here, as well as a Puka. Alright, that's a little bit more than I expected. Let's just do our best and not get drunk. When we get drunk this far away from... Oh, the safe zone, yeah. I mean, we were close to the safe zone this time around, but if we got drunk decently far away, it could be pretty much a death sentence to us. There we go, I was just barely quick enough to kill him before he hit us. And those fawns, I believe we are still in a one-shot range against them, so if they can hit us with their melee and combo a magic spell as well that they have, they're almost definitely sure to kill us. So we have to be very careful. This hasn't gotten any easier. Well, it has, since we have so much more damage, but still. So recently I've been thinking, and someone told me about, well, they weren't a area restricted Ironman, but they were playing an Ironman character nonetheless, and they were playing as a paladin. Oh, you didn't know that they get stuck, huh? Well, the way AI works with fields, it's like the only instance when an NPC that normally doesn't walk through fields would choose to walk through them. I hope that was, yeah, a little bit of a spaghetti language over there, but I hope you got that. So, if there is a monster that doesn't normally pass through fields, and the only way for them to pass through those fields would be to reach you while you're attacking them, right? It was to prevent players from cheesing enemies like giant spiders. You used to be able to just cast a firebomb on a giant spider and they would never approach you. They would be just stuck. So the way they fixed this is they made enemies that would fight you in melee walk through the fields if they were being attacked by you, by range, and they weren't able to walk towards you, attack you, retaliate, without crossing through some hazardous fields, right? So, okay, daylight pukas don't make you drunk, that's important thing to remember. Phones do though, so I have to be very careful. Okay, that was a nice shot. And we are drunk, we got very lucky over there. So, melee creatures would walk past those fields, right? Even though they don't walk through them normally, if they had no other way of reaching me, then they definitely would walk through them. But if it is a creature that keeps its distance and attacks you from distance as well, they see no need to walk through the fields. No matter what, they simply won't. I feel like respawn is pretty slow today. I can pretty much remember these guys respawning way faster. Alright, that was a nice crit, and we also were able to dodge the drunkenness beam, so that was pretty lucky. Yeah, so in any case, if there are enemies who are keeping their distance and attacking you from distance as well, of course, how else would they attack you if they stay away from you? Then you can simply trap them with fields, and they will never prioritize walking through the fields if you are in their range. Interestingly enough, if you step out of their range, aka if they have, for example, a range of 3 tiles, you trap them with fields and then start attacking them from a greater distance than the 3 tiles, so they cannot retaliate. They will once again try to walk towards you and ignore the fields, take the damage in order to be able to deal damage back. Quite frankly, Tibia's mechanics are pretty basic, quite simple, but in many different ways it also makes it work in a quite complex way. Alright, I need to remember to keep myself fed, we don't want to be running out of magic anytime soon. And we should probably come up with some sort of a system. The worst thing that can happen to us is we lure something like this puka over here, for example, and then walk back to our escape route only to run into already respawned fawns. Like, I'm going to be pulling from here, I'm pulling a fawn, right? If there is a fawn respawning to the north from us, then we are absolutely done for. Even now we might be done for, since we got drunk, thankfully. We're quite a ways away from him. And we are drunk again. Yeah, so I've been making mistakes already, many of those. Oh, you... Okay, yeah, there we go. Like I said, when you get drunk, when I get drunk, what I wanna do is take as many steps as possible to get into a safe zone. Every additional step is a risk of walking towards the fawn and out of the safe zone. Wait, what? You can stay in Edron once your pack expires. You have to stay in the vampire crypt. So wait a minute, so what happens if you... So you have to get premium account, right? You have to walk to Edron. You have to get into the vampire crypt. And then what? Once your premium account runs out, will you be able to walk around Edron normally, or is it just limited to the vampire crypt? Right, so you can only walk around the crypt then. Or are you able to leave the crypt? How would that work even? I don't think they have a system to just teleport you outside, right? Yes, and after that, once you log out, and your premium account runs out, right? Your character logs in, you can leave the crypt, but you can't enter again. So it's not really that much of an exploit, is it? I'd love to do some experimentation on this, but needless to explain, it's probably going to be pretty hard to set up, no? Okay, we got the guy. Cost us some HP, but that's fine. We can tank the Pukas right now. Right, so it doesn't help in any way. So there might be a slight spoiler. I don't know if I want to spoil that, but I guess I will at this point. It's a real shame that it doesn't allow you to walk around Edron whatsoever. I mean, I guess if it worked, I would still probably risk a ban for that. But my idea was to, once I am done with Skogul the Barbarian, continue the journeys of Skogul the Ironclad, keep the rules as free account knight as possible, but move him to some new area. Alright, I see, so you can stay in there forever as a free account character. Not really useful, but pretty cool, I guess. How did someone even find that? Did they analyze the map or whatever, or did someone just simply log out there and realize that they are a free account? Yeah, I'm going to definitely check it out myself. To be honest, I should do a better job of keeping up with Tibia news. I literally never look at them. I am not subscribed to any Tibia channels. I'm pretty much cut off from any sort of information. Since I have already spoiled it, I guess, my idea was, oh no, we are going to die so hard right now. We are definitely dead. Okay, and we got insanely lucky with the drunkenness, let me tell you this. We should have done so many hiccups, and we did like almost zero. Okay, there goes more hiccups. Still, oh my god. Yeah, I got a little bit distracted. I definitely should have died there. The chances of us surviving? Oh, just like that. Well, we do have the shield on us, so it's not as critical, but still. Luck is on our side today. Let's just get this phone over with. Can I please get you killed? There we go, 49 GP. Well, we are going to need that money. Still, we are in the green, I think. Yeah, 1000 of pure profit. And there's the second phone, but the third phone is already spawning, so let's lure this guy over there to the west. Little bit, there we go. I'm going to catch up with the chat in a moment, just allow me to clear out these guys while we still have the chance. Now, I am not sure I remember how far we got progress-wise on this account. I mean, how many items we got. Oh yeah, this Puka has already healed itself as well. Okay, give me a moment, I'm going to finish this guy off and we can stand here. Let me check the chat. Oh yeah, some old accounts, some old paladins had access to some of the sorcerer spells. But I think they fixed all of them at one point by changing the way spells work. So technically your paladin still knew the spell but couldn't use it anymore. They changed it from required to learn into required to use, right? The check. There were paladins who could also summon creatures, which was pretty amazing. I think that was probably the coolest thing. My favorite spell in the game... Oh, we lost the wand already. My favorite spell in the game of all times is summoning creatures. So having a paladin able to summon creatures, pretty amazing. But I'm afraid it's not possible anymore. Right, so as I was saying before, I had this idea of reusing Ironclad and moving him to a different region, specifically Edron. So I would obviously need to have a premium account to enter that area, which I definitely will. But he won't be able to buy any spells that are only supposed to be available to premium knights. Basically, I'll be just running around there, getting better equipment, and of course I would be starting from zero, so no items on me. As I enter the place, I need to cast the shield. I should probably place the shield on some hotkey rather than just winging it with my mouse button. But it's been working so far, I guess. That was incredibly risky as well. I mean, I'm not going to be starting any new series until I am done with Barbarian. And I also would like to be finished with Luther, but rebuilding that huge cash stack that I had before has been quite a process. So yeah, it's going to take a while. I am pretty close to regaining the level that I need to finish the challenge, but I also need a lot of money to buy potions. But yes, rather than starting new challenges, I will probably start reusing my characters that I already had. Since, yeah, starting the game from level 1 kind of gets old at some point. And like I said, I will also be starting some RuneScape content. I hope you guys know the game at least a little bit. I have come up with a pretty interesting challenge and it has been incredibly relaxing. Like, when in Tibia you most likely cannot look away from the screen if you want to stay alive, especially if doing some difficult challenges, fighting stronger monsters. In RuneScape, there's pretty much always the option of simply standing up and walking away, and the chances are you're going to be safe. It requires way less focus, because at any point you are able to just relax. Oh my god, he has absolutely slapped us around. There we go. Let's cancel the magic shield, let's recast the magic shield. We have 2 potions left, I'm going to just finish this guy off. The magic shield, it cannot be overstated how useful this thing is. I can definitely understand why they decided to nerf this thing. It's a little bit too much. Like, obviously, wizards were never supposed to be as tanky as knights, right? But the way armor works in this game, unless we are talking like some serious endgame gear with a lot of damage reduction percentage, in the early and mid game, both knights, paladins and mages, they have pretty much same armor ratings. the differences are really, really minor. So what really matters is your total HP, and having a mana shield that is pretty much unlimited on a wizard was a little bit much. Alright, so let's buy some potions now. I can also eat all those grapes and white fruit and carrots and cookies, and there we go. We are fed without even having to tap on our egg reserve. And there are my favorite mana potions. I am going to go for 80 as well. No need to buy any more. Well, the thing is, I would need to learn a lot about the new areas. For whatever reason, I could never enjoy the gnome content. Like, the gnomes are pretty much where I draw the line on when the game stops being fun for me. So yes, as much as I hate to say it, I'm probably never going to be doing war zones or stuff like that. It's just not my cup of tea. Yeah, we got a lot of gold. Love to see it. Alright, thank you for popping in, ZKDD. I'll see you around. Okay, we have to get a foothold once more, since we have left, everything is respawned, so we just have to play nicely with this book over here. Yeah, we should be able to finish it anytime now. There it goes, and there's another puka. Instantly respawning. But let's get this phone done before we go any further. I guess I'll cast the magic shield just in case. I feel like we don't want to risk anything right now. Yeah, you too, see you around, ZKDD. Oh yeah, the portals and stuff, definitely. Well, I still have a lot of time to think about it. I've got a lot of stuff to go through before I start doing anything else. The worst thing I can do is get too excited for some new type of content and throw everything else away. Like I have done already a couple of times. Oh, actually that's not completely true. My end goal for Edron locked character would be the Inquisition. Like, I would complete the prerequisites to be able to enter that place. I know you have to do the Inquisition quest outside of Edron, but I would allow it just for the sole reason of the possibility of killing Inquisition bosses, which can drop a lot of awesome items. I mean, I'm not expecting anything new from Tibia updates right now. I don't think there's any chance that we can get anything good. It's always going to be either things for level 400 plus from now on, or one after another more stuff like the winter update. So additional mechanics to just make the game longer. Yeah, so I wouldn't put my hopes in any new updates anymore. I mean, I don't think I have been excited for any update in quite a while. When was the last time they did something like really, really good with the game? Alright, I need to retreat, because if we get hit over here, just like this, let's cast speed. and get inside the safe zone. There's the safe zone. Alright. That was a little bit much. Let's regroup. I'm going to tank this puka with my face for a moment. I'm probably playing a little bit wastefully, but quite frankly, this is going way better than I thought it would after such a long break. And there's the phone. Alright, let's kill the phone, I guess. We can't really stick to any targets recently. That other phone is still lurking to the south from here. Oh yeah, definitely. Allowing free-to-play players to enter additional areas would be so beneficial to Tibia. Let's be honest, free account content right now is seriously lacking. There's not much to do, there isn't any solid reason to play the game. For example, free account RuneScape is all about escaping free-to-play, right? And if you are committed, then you can do this in a matter of, well, not sure how long it would take right now, but when I was playing RuneScape a little bit more seriously, it was like 12-hour stops, so relaxed gameplay. And if you were doing the right thing, if you were focused on it, you could escape the free-to-play by buying bonds, right? So it's like 7 days of premium account for in-game cash. So all you had to do was do a little bit of toiling away and you were able to afford, without having to pay real money, some premium account. In Tibia, it is possible, right? There's the scrolls, there's Tibia coins, stuff like that, but being able to afford premium without having to pay real money is pretty much only restricted to very high level characters. You have to be making millions. It's not a thing that you can do by just simply playing the game as a free-to-play. I think they wanted to solve this problem, right, by adding some... Oh, another wood cave, that's 5k in the bag. Nice. So I think they wanted to solve the problem by adding all those imbuement items, right, that could only be looted in strictly free-to-play areas that the regular players wouldn't really care to visit. So the rope belts from Dark Cathedral, shamanic staves from Orc Fortress, the gloom wolves, a lot of stuff, right? There's no way to argue, those are probably the best money makers for low-level players as well as free-to-play players. But here's the thing, you cannot spend enough time farming all that stuff and be able to afford premium. How much is a Tibia coin on... Secura right now? I think it's like 25,000, probably. I didn't really see the market in quite a while. And that's for a single Tibia coin. And you have to buy them in multiples of 25, and you need 250 to buy premium for a month, right? You cannot buy a premium... You cannot buy premium for any less than... Oh no, it's night already. Yeah, but you cannot buy premium for anything less than... Oh my god, this is a little bit much. You can't buy it for 7 days, for example. You have to buy it for a month straight away. Yeah, definitely. There were a lot of bots in the game before, so... They probably ravaged the economy of this game. But quite frankly, that is not the player's fault that there were bots. It's the developer's fault, right? They didn't make their game bot-proof for such a long time. You can't really use it as an excuse. Sorry for being quiet for a moment, but I need to focus on this part. And the boogie is gone. I should have gained his attention back way sooner. Okay, he got us drunk, so let's chill for a moment. Let's kill the phone first. Then we can finish the boogie. It's already fully healed in any case. Oh my god, the dark phone just won't give up. There we go. Now the boogie. And then we'll have to do the other boogie. Okay. He hit us a little bit, but that's alright. Now the boogie from the south. Right, so what I was saying is there's really no reason for being free to play, because the only kind of gameplay that you can really achieve, as I have probably shown you in my free account only night series, if you want to play by yourself, not use the market, then you won't have access to very, very crucial items. Your gear, your endgame gear, is going to be incredibly limited. The way they want you to play the game is farm some of that sweet imbuement item money, right? Maybe medicine pouches, just kill monsters, get miscellaneous loot, sell it for money, buy best items that you can. Hey Tom, yes, I am continuing the series, and the next video might be coming this weekend, probably, most likely. If nothing happens that would seriously affect my schedule, then yes, next video is going to be, I'm going to say Sunday, most likely. Maybe Saturday, if the wind blows right. So the only reason why you might want to play free-to-play in games like these, where free-to-play is heavily restricted, it's to, well, escape free-to-play, right? Because the real fun that can be had in these games is in premium account content. And you cannot do that in Tibia without spending literal hours. The comparison of time spent to percent of premium earned is abysmal. It's going to be in the hundreds of hours, I'm going to say. I didn't really do the math, and I don't want to distract myself right now, since I could die at any moment, but I am quite sure that the situation is pretty dire. So the reason why RuneScape is pretty successful with its monetization scheme, let's say. Like I said, you can, in a pretty short amount of time, escape free-to-play by doing tedious grinds that players who are already premium are willing to pay good money for you to do, right? So usually it's going to be just you gathering resources that premium accounts might be interested in, that they might want to buy with gold, because it's just more convenient to them than farming it itself, right? And there's a lot of that stuff. RuneScape is pretty rich in different kinds of content, and there's a lot of those resources that you might want to get by paying with money rather than trying to obtain them yourself. There's stuff like this in Tibia as well, right? There's the imbuement items, but the economy is so scuffed at this point that... Ooh, nice. We got Another level. I didn't see that coming yet. Level 46. I think we are currently mostly looking for level 50 to get some potions upgrade, but not much beyond that. But like I was saying, yeah, I really hate going into those more serious topics on Feyrist streams because I need to be focused like all the time on the game if I want to avoid dying at any given point. Which means I'm always going to be losing the track of my thoughts. As you can probably see, it's happened like 3 times already. Alright, there's a twisted puka over here. I'd like to kill that, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Let's get the phone first. And we got poisoned. I forgot that I don't want to confront them directly. Right, so one thing that Tibia does pretty wrong with their free account experience is they don't really lock anything meaningful behind the paywall in terms of gear, right? You are able to obtain top gear in the game without having to pay for premium. Obviously it's going to be incredibly tedious, but you can get the magic plate armor pretty early on. It's not that expensive, it's just a couple of hours spent at swamp trolls getting medicine pouches or some rope belts. It's not a lot of money to be able to afford such stuff. And theoretically, if you spend enough time on the game, you will be able to get the best equipment, never leaving the free account areas, right? You can just buy them on the market from players that are able to actually obtain those items. So even if this stuff like the Fire Hallberg or whatever is currently some of the best armors, the soul items, you are technically able to get them as a free-to-play player, right? So I always thought that Tibia was better in this regard compared to RuneScape, because in RuneScape there's some items that you cannot obtain as a free account, and you also cannot use those items. So they are going to appear as a members object on the free-to-play worlds. In other words, if you are not a premium account player, you won't be able to use those items. And I always, as a kid, considered this rather scummy, right? You got this item as a premium player, you run out of premium, so now you cannot use your item. But it actually makes sense, because they are just creating this very visible difference between free account content and premium account content, therefore making both types of content a little bit more viable, because there won't be players of higher level of premium, they're just premium players with advantages over you running around the world, if the world can only allow free account players, right? So, for example, if there was a PvP world in Tibia, a premium account is going to be always at an advantage compared to a free account. They have more spells, they have access to better money makers, to better EXP places. The advantages are just countless. In RuneScape, there's different worlds for free accounts, there's different worlds for premium accounts, so we can never really take advantage of being premium. Like, obviously, you can go to a premium world, level up your skills faster, better, but at the end of the day, when you go to compete with free accounts, you are going to be put at their level. Like, they are also able to max out their accounts. Even though it's probably going to take them a little bit longer, they will have access to same skills, they're going to have access to same items. There's no fake advantages. So I can't really remember where I was going with this. So if you give me a moment, I'm just going to kill the boogie. They're always stressing me out for whatever reason. It might have something to do with the fact that they can one-shot me at any given time, if they really want to. Okay, we somehow dodged that beam. Oh, we got a hefty hit from the dark phone over there. And this is going to hurt as well. This is not a new series, actually. This is my streaming character, so there's no videos on him yet, and I'm definitely going to make videos on him at some point, but I have a huge backlog, like I said before. But this is a Feyrist Only Ironman character. And obviously there was a ton of exceptions, because you cannot access Feyrist before you're level 30. Yeah, I think it was 30. And I also have to buy spells outside, there's no temple, so I have to... Yeah, there's a bunch of exceptions, but nothing really major. The main point is all the stuff, all the money or the EXP I'm going to get is outside, I mean inside of Feyrist. Quite frankly, I don't think they are capable of doing that. It's going to be a lot of coding, a lot of changes in some really basic Tibia rules in order to set that up. Like, how do you stop players from picking up items that they did not obtain? What about daily spawns? What about everything else? I mean, it's probably possible, but I don't think they care enough. It's a very niche thing. Oh, that's another reason why I don't want that to happen. They're definitely not ever going to make your character an Ironman retroactively. Besides, being able to loosen up your rules is a huge benefit. Like, if you were to make a permanent Ironman character and wanted to play normally later on, when you get tired of it, right now you can. I'm not sure they would have the foresight to make it a possibility. Yeah, so as you can see, this character is a mage. We are currently level 46 already. We've got a ton of cool stuff like Boots of Haste or the Leaf Legs with 0 armor. We're doing pretty good, to be frank. And yes, I would say you might want to see the second stream. The first stream was just me trying to get into Feyrist, but we didn't get enough info, so we actually weren't able to. It was just me trying over and over. But the second stream, in the second stream in the series, there's a playlist, a separate playlist just for this challenge. We were able to make it there, find some basic hunting spots. We learned how to exploit AI. But I totally get it if you don't feel like it, and I will be making separate videos based on these streams at some point, but like I said, I've got so much footage to take care of, so much other videos to do, and not enough time to do them. Oh yeah, definitely. So, for example, the way RuneScape makes money off Ironman. Unless you want to play on like 2 accounts at a time, which, don't get me wrong, people do, because playing on multiple windows in RuneScape is not only allowed, but also encouraged. There's been players who are regularly just 2 or even 3 or 4 windowing with different characters. But unless you want to play on 2 characters, like on your main to make money, as well as your Iron Man just to make fun, then you just have to pay for premium. There's no other way. You cannot buy bonds from other players as a Ironman character, right? And I mean, in Tibia, only the highest level characters can really afford this, so it won't really work with Tibia's economy at this point. But the main appeal of Ironman characters for developers, of course, would be that the Ironman characters are pretty much independent beings. They do not make use of the existing economy. They cannot use other players to buy premium, they have to buy and get everything themselves. Quite frankly, I don't see it being at all profitable for Tibia. It might bring some players back, maybe, but it definitely won't be huge numbers. There's no way it is. Yes, I do have a main character. It's a knight, and it's like level 400-ish, or 500-ish, I don't know. I don't really play regular Tibia anymore, and why are there so many twisted pukas over here? Can I please just get a break? Boogie, you need to walk away, alright? Guess what, I'm going to just face tank this puka. Oh. Yeah, I was wondering why we aren't shooting. Here's our Wand of Vortex. The pukas really aren't doing any damage anymore. Yeah, I mean, if they do that, I would be quite happy with them. Even though I would have to say goodbye to some of my characters that have an ongoing challenge that I would hate to lose. Having those rules, like, you know, enforced and maybe even brought a little bit more to the mainstream, that would be pretty cool. I mean, the way Ironman challenges in Tibia are currently shared, it's only if you meet someone in-game and they tell you about it, maybe on Reddit when they just post to share their results. So if you are not really active with the community, you are never going to know there's such a thing. Who knows, maybe Ironman gameplay in Tibia would be extremely popular with players. I can see that happening. For myself, I cannot see myself playing any other way than Ironman anymore in this game. Otherwise it's just boring. So who knows, maybe that would be the case for everyone else. I sure hope so. Come on, Boogie, you need to stay close so that I can finish you off. There we go, just one more shot. That's not going to work though. There's a good Boogie. And now we're done for, there we go. Alright, so the way Ironman characters work is we can only use items that we get ourselves. We do not use anything that other players give us. We do not use the market, so we don't buy items from other players. We don't receive help from other players. It's pretty much playing solo. Imagine there's no other players in the game, right? You cannot buy any item on the market, you just have to rely on yourself. And obviously, depending on the Ironman, there's some other additional rules usually. For example, this character can only obtain items and the XP on the island of Feyrist. But most usually, the most common type of Ironman is just what I said. Basically a single player campaign, I'd say. You only obtain items for yourself, you don't use anything you got from other players. I really cannot say which game came up with the Ironman idea first. The fact that it is called the very same thing, right? Ironman across all the games that I have found that have this sort of community probably suggests that there was a game at some point that came up with First. So the first time I found an Ironman idea, it was in Tibia, right? There was some tournament at some point, I think, when the community was a little bit more active still. But then there's also RuneScape. They have a restricted Ironman system that is actually coded into the game, right? So other players can see that you're an Ironman and you literally cannot break your own rules. In Tibia there are no such rules, so technically you could stop playing Ironman at any time. You could also do like one-time exceptions if you're very tired of something. Obviously it's pretty much frowned upon, but yeah, there's nothing really checking if you're playing according to the rules in Tibia, which I don't think it's a bad thing. I mean, you only do it for fun anyway, so... I guess it is a little bit harder than regular gameplay, but it also makes it so much more fun. At least for myself. I'm not going to speak for everyone, but everybody who tried Ironman agrees, I mean, most of those people agree, that it is simply more fun than playing regular modern Tibia. The way I often describe the feeling is, in regular Tibia, you are mostly chasing numbers, right? You want good EXP per hour, you want good cash per hour, you just look at those meaningless numbers in your hunt analyzer, and that is all you go by. Good money can be translated to better gear, good EXP can be translated to better gear as well, because there's the level requirements. Yeah, there's just, in my opinion at least, little meaning to the game if you play that way. Meanwhile, if you play as an Ironman, of course level matters, everything else matters, but not as much as obtaining equipment. In Tibia, when you get like level 60, there's a ton of items. For example, on a night, right? There's a ton of... I think the threshold is actually level 50. On level 50 you get access to many different cool armors and stuff. Except, if you really take a look, even though you can get those items for pretty cheap on the market, you wouldn't be able to obtain those items at level 50. There's those old difficult quests like the Inquisition, Annihilator, stuff like that. The Yalahar quest, stuff that you likely wouldn't be able to finish if you started the quest at the very level that you are able to start it, right? So it's like 100, I think, most of those quests at least. At level 100, especially when you're by yourself, you probably cannot do it. But there are so many players on higher levels that items that drop from those quests are either easy to get, are cheap on the market, or you can just ask someone to help you. But when you play as an Ironman, suddenly that option is no longer open to you. Mainly because, yeah, you just have to get it yourself, right? You cannot use any help, you have to work for the item yourself, so you no longer get any item upgrades as a granted thing once you reach another level. So when a regular player plays, they get like level 50 and they get all the items that they can afford. And if they have been playing wisely, they can usually afford it straight away, or they just go do some money maker for like 1 hour and they can already afford all the items they want. Meanwhile, when you play as an Ironman, you just have to put extra effort into obtaining those items. Suddenly, level doesn't matter that much compared to the gear that you get. So you might get very unlucky and have to spend like a couple of hours hunting Dragon Lords, trying to get the Dragon Scale Mail, and you're level 100 already, you probably should have access to better items, but you cannot really get any better items, so you're still stuck being at a lower power level. So you might consider it a waste of time, you might consider it unnecessary restrictions. However, it really does make the game way more fun. Instead of just chasing numbers, you also chase items, you hunt unlikely things. Especially early game Tibia. The older content has been designed to suit that kind of gameplay, where you get items for yourself. There's many areas that are considered not really very good, not profitable, not very good EXP per hour. But suddenly, when you start playing an Ironman character, such places might show some extra value to you, because there might be some monsters that, even though considered not profitable, they can drop something that you need. For example, and that's a pretty good example, I was playing my first series on this channel, by the way, a free account only Ironman Knight, right? And I was using Axes as my main weapon. The only way for me to obtain a decent axe, an upgrade from, it was the Night Axe at the time, I think, the Night Axe or a Naginata that I got from a quest. The only way for me to get an upgrade from that would be to hunt the Black Knight, right? So most players only interact with the Black Knight like once or twice to do the quest for the crown armor, as well as during the, I think it's the special service quest. And not every player has to do that part of special service. But the Black Knight is a pretty cool mini-boss. I mean, it's pretty simple, but it has decent stats, it requires a little bit of focus. You are able to cheese him a bit by using fields, like energy fields. That is how I killed him. I just placed a bunch of energy fields on the ground and ran back and forth. And the cool thing about the Black Knight is, he has some really good drops. He can drop the Dragon Lance, he can drop the Warrior Helmet, I think, Boots of Haste, Piggy Banks, like a lot of incredibly rare items, by the way. They don't drop very often. It's like one in a couple hundred kills. He respawns once every 15 minutes. So a modern player, when they get level 50, they can finally do the Black Knight quest. They probably are already wearing their magic plate armors, they are probably rocking way better items that you can get from the quest. They have way better weapons, they have access to just, yeah, a bunch of incredible stuff. So the Black Knight really has no value to them. But when you're playing as an Ironman, you suddenly see the sense of sitting in that little chamber for a couple hundred hours trying to get the item that you want. Like some other YouTuber that does Ironman challenges on RuneScape said, it's more about crafting your own adventure. You don't play like other players do, you do it your way. You create your own challenges, and I think in Tibia it is especially necessary, because there aren't enough challenges placed before the players. Everything has been tried, everything has been described, so unless you just want a completely railroaded experience of following guides and asking questions on Reddit like, hey, I'm level 100 knight, where would I get best EXP per hour, where would I get best cash per hour, and then spend like 10 days in that place. If you want to think for yourself and figure out ways to gain cash, EXP, items, everything by yourself, yeah, playing solo is just way more enjoyable that way. But yes, it does require some patience. I mean, it makes the game way more relaxed though. I'm not sure at which point Tibia decided to do that, but for me, Tibia has always been a rather slow-paced game, right? The characters, especially below level 100, they aren't that fast. The enemies aren't that fast either. Especially Tibia like 7.4, 7.8 before the 8.0, right, threshold. The game was incredibly slow-paced. You would just walk around, your magicka would regenerate incredibly slow. You were forced to take things slowly. There was no way to chuck potions, no way to regenerate your mana really fast, so you had to be very careful with how you casted your spells. And at some point they started advertising themselves as a fast-paced, old-school MMORPG, right? This fast-paced part is something that really rubs me the wrong way, because what the game has become is looking at your health bars, at your mana bars, spamming hotkeys that you have memorized how to spam in the correct order in order to maximize your healing and damage and stuff like that. And instead of taking it slow, fighting enemies wisely, taking risky hunts only in order to get better items, it's just a lot of flashing images, a lot of button mashing and looking at numbers going higher. I think there's no more adventure left in the game. They used to advertise their game with the words, you will never forget your first dragon, right? And it used to be that way. Fighting a strong enemy like a dragon would be memorable. If, you were like level 20, you didn't have very good gear, you didn't really know how strong a dragon would be, so you prepare, you maybe buy some life fluids, you take your friends, you try to find some sort of dragon lair that you can tackle. That's a lot of fun, preparing for such an adventure. But right now, you just look up where you can find dragons, how much HP they have, you take 200 healing potions with you, and you just go ahead and spam them. Quite frankly, you probably don't even start killing the dragons, because you have no reason to. If you're too low level to kill the dragon, then you just buy the items dropped by the dragon, which aren't very pricey at all. You can just buy them by collecting gold from monsters like trolls. And once you start hunting dragons, it's probably going to be like... Sorry, I lost the train of thought again. Yeah, but if you start hunting dragons, it's probably going to be in flocks, right? Maybe taking some extra risk, but you only start hunting them when you know that you can kill them and that they are the best EXP or cash that you can get at your level. At no other point. Not very much adventure left in that, I'd say. And not really memorable either, because it's not just a single strong monster that you were able to tackle and defeat, but you just switch the sprite that you will be grinding in hundreds for the next couple hours before you move it to another one. Alright, we're doing some good progress, but I'm afraid I don't have that long today to stream. I think it's going to be like 40 more minutes and then I'll have to go. But I'm going to do my best and stream some more next week. Wow, this thing has a long range. Has it always been that way? I think I remember it being a little bit shorter. Well, never mind. I'm not going to complain about that. By the way, there's an interesting thing that I forgot to share that I wanted to mention early game. So recently I've been getting some notifications on my email saying that somebody has been trying to log into my account and they have been putting the wrong password in over and over again. I guess I did show my email by an accident on one of the streams, so technically you could get the email, but yeah, you definitely couldn't see the password, so I guess someone's been trying to crack it. And it hasn't been a single instance either. I've been getting the notifications like every day for a couple weeks now. So somebody's putting in extra work, extra effort to crack my password, I guess. Though I use an authenticator, so even if they do get it right, they cannot get through, right? Still, pretty interesting that somebody would care to get my account. It's not even that good. I mean, if I get hacked, I'm probably not going to even miss it. I can start over, do some other challenge. But yeah, I thought I'd share this little tidbit. Oh, they were able to log in? So you don't use an authenticator or something, like, you know, the second step? Because to log into my account, right, I have to log in with the correct email, password, and then I go also get a message on my email, and I have to copy the code. I used to use Authy as well, but I transitioned to this method because it's more convenient that way, since I can log in from everywhere. Yeah, let's resupply, I guess. Shimmering Bills, Fair Wings, Dandelion Seeds, Gold Grass, Prismatic Quartz, Rainbow Quartz. Pretty good stuff overall. So, like I said, I have no doubts that somebody just saw one of my streams and started to brute force the password. Probably after they saw it's not exactly very long. But it's not going to do them any good because I have a two-step authentication process. Alright, I see how it is. Well, if they cannot get in, then I guess everything is in order, right? Ooh, would you look at that? I forgot about this system at all. But there goes. Yeah, I never remember how it's called, but I'm going to call them dusty creatures. So that's a dusty fawn right there, since he's going to drop some dust. Now, I have some dust on this character already. And here's the thing about this character. So I could not enter Feyrist before level 30, right? So obviously I had to get level 30 somewhere, and I did get it by killing tarantulas, as one does. And obviously there was also some tarantulas that had a little bit of dust on them, as you would expect, since they pop up from time to time. So some of my dust that I obtained is not exactly Ironman friendly, but it's not a lot and I also do not care. So since this character cannot really hope to obtain many diverse items, it's pretty much only the Dream Blossom stuff, Swan Feathered Cloak, Boots of Haste, and the Wooden Spellbook. Since those items are pretty much limited to, yeah, just 3 pieces. I mean, I guess some more from the Nightmare Creatures, but that's for later. I am probably going to be creating those tiered weapons, right? With the dust and whatnot. So that's going to be happening as well at some point, maybe. If I don't forget about this challenge again. And if we ever finish the challenge, I guess I can just make this guy into something that has been requested a couple of times, which is a free account only mage character. At first I didn't feel like it, but yeah, I think it can have some potential. But in that case, I would most likely reset the character to 0, so clear his stats, clear everything else. Which is a shame, because I like to keep my character's trophies. But then again, there exists such a thing as a character limit, so... There we go, the phone is there. How much longer can I use this wand? 8 more minutes or 188 charges? Can you even use up those charges in the time that the wand is active? I'm pretty sure I have already asked this question before. But I also don't think I ever got an answer. Yeah, I don't really remember how long a turn in Tibia takes. Combat turn, I mean. So I can't really do the math right now. So, while we're not talking about anything, I guess I should share my plans for Barbarian for now. So, we weren't able to get everything from Chill Forest that we wanted, so it would be nice to get back there eventually, but we have an entire year for that, so who knows what happens by then. Still, we need to revisit Chill Forest, so it's going to be at least a year before we're done, but until then we don't have really that much to do. What we have to do for sure is finish the Warlord Arena, which is probably within our grasp, especially now that I have learned so much stuff while preparing for the Chill Forest grind. Though I guess most of it I will have to explain in the video as well. But yeah, we have done a lot of advancements during those couple of weeks. I was pretty proud of myself for coming up with all that stuff. In any case, yeah, a lot of new info that I will have to share. We have to do the Warlord Arena, which is going to be pretty easy, we just have to get to it. But as I said, I've been taking a break, so first I need to refresh my skills and then I can try. And after that, it's pretty much only demon grind. I haven't really scouted a place where to do it, but there have been rumors of a place that would fit perfectly with just a single demon within the Formorgar Glacier. The only problem is money, right? But I have ways of grinding that, so just a matter of getting to it. Now, I'm not sure if I can hunt a demon safely yet. I mean, I have been killing ghastly dragons, right? So you would expect that I'm able to handle... Very unsafe, almost dead, there we go. Yeah. So I can probably handle a demon, but then again I am not completely sure about that. I'd rather not take any risks. Also, a fun fact, my character is in the leaderboards, I think. Let's see. Paladin, and we are looking for club fighting. Submit. Yeah, Skogul the Barbarian is currently rank 8. Wait, that's not right. I am pretty sure I was rank 10 before. Did I level to level... I honestly can't recall if I scaled up to level 57. Or maybe somebody got banned from the higher tiers. In any case, yeah, we're rank 8. That's pretty decent. But we still have a long way to go. I think a top melee paladin is like level 70. 74, I mean. So 70 is a nice thing to aim for. What was that just now? Less of that, please. It's not very funny. But yes, back to those emails. I wonder how that works. Do you think they just find out about your email? Right. I mean, it used to be account number. That used to be way harder to get your hands on. But now that it is email, you can probably figure it out one way or another. So once they have your email, they can pretty much just try to log in every now and then. Try a couple of randomly generated passwords, especially if they see that your password is like the minimum letters long, which is for Tibia I think is like, what, 7? Then it's definitely possible to brute force their way through. I don't think it is at all profitable for those guys, even if they do it large scale. I cannot imagine it can bring in much revenue for them, but still pretty interesting. Yeah, and since there's authenticators in the game, and many players, more and more of them, are using them, they're probably bouncing off more and more, even after getting the password right. I guess if you have the same password, both in the game and for your email, then you're in trouble, but who would do that, right? Some OTS leaked, but you would use your regular password from Tibia in OTS as well? Like, that's pretty risky, isn't it? I mean, OTSs are literally, from the start, supposed to be owned by private entities, right? And they can look at your passwords, so it's pretty much common knowledge that you shouldn't use your real password in there. How much longer do we have? 1 minute 30 seconds. That's not very good. And we got clapped by the puka right there. Sweet revenge. Let's hit the phone. Lure him over to the other side of the trees. Oh well, I mean, I can't blame you. I think when I was a kid I did the same thing, but back then I literally had nothing valuable on my characters. I considered level 30 unachievable and 20 pretty high. I mean, to be honest, that probably used to be the case, especially if you didn't have a lot of time to play the game. Let's place the shield on our butts just in case it gets slapped a bit harder than usual. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to show you my emails, but for a couple of weeks now, pretty much every day, I'm getting a notification that they are trying to... someone has been trying to log into my account. I mean, I appreciate the heads up, but if they weren't able to log in, right, then it means they don't have the password. So what would be the best course of action? Change your password? I don't think so, because since they haven't cracked my password yet, it probably means they won't be able to crack my password at all. All I did was change the password to my email, just in case it got included in some leak some time ago. But yeah, even before the change, it wasn't the same password, so they wouldn't get anything from me. Oh yeah, we don't have a wand on us, and even worse, we are getting hit in melee by this guy. I don't know why I went such a long way around this guy. Yeah, I mean, look, the notification is cool and all, but I would much rather get an information when they log in with my password and then bounce off because of, rather thanks to the authenticator, right? That would be valuable information, and I am pretty much sure that they don't have such an option. Oh no, oh no, oh no, no. That is almost definitely going to be a death right here. I don't have that many potions, there's more and more of those guys, and I didn't die, alright. Yeah, I got a little bit too brazen over there. Yeah, I mean, I should probably add some more characters to my password as well, at this case. If they're trying to brute force it as they are currently, then just adding like 5 characters is going to mean additional couple years of trying to break it for them. And it literally can be just the same password repeated twice and they already cannot get to it ever. Alright. So I think as soon as night starts, I'm going to be wrapping the stream up. Only 13 mana potions as well. Right. The way these guys have positioned themselves just sucks. For multiple reasons. I'm just going to tank the Puka as I always do. Well, quite frankly, I don't think I would have the strength to make an Ironman account of that high level. Like, you would really need great items to grind EXP to that level, that high as well. Because you need to be going really hard with your EXP if you want to get into that area of 500, 600, 700, 1000 is even more crazy. And remember that as an Ironman you have to earn your money yourself, you have to get your items yourself. It's not really easy. Alright, let's buy some more mana potions. Yeah, we're looking good. We're bringing some more money home. I use this soft called Video Pad Editor. Oh, I would love to have a 4-vocation Ironman team, however it is so hard to get players to do that. And also it doesn't get any easier if you think about editing it and setting it up, like, you know. Obviously you would ideally want to be talking via some software at all times, right? But then it's probably only one person recording, so you can't really hope everybody will stick together all the time. So the one person recording and editing the sound will probably choose the lines they like the best. And how do you split revenue between all those people? If you even get any revenue, like I don't, but whatever. I don't want to monetize this channel. But if I collabed with other players, they might want to, right? Yeah, it's just a difficult idea to put into practice. Like, I had this idea of PvP challenge videos, like, you know, 2 players playing Ironman Nights. You get 3 hours every day, or maybe every week. During those 3 hours you can do whatever you want, of course within the rules. And after those 3 hours you have to fight in the arena. Or maybe just on a PvP world, right? And the winner gets whatever. Some maybe 15 more minutes in the next episode or whatever. That kind of stuff is pretty easy to do. But then again, you have to get someone to do it with you, right? And that's not easy at all. I mean, I've seen people do similar stuff in other games quite successfully, but as far as I know, usually they were like siblings or living together, you know, stuff that allowed them to keep things under control really closely. And Tibia is a pretty small community, so even finding a willing player within this limited pool is already quite a deed. Alright, we have like 3 more minutes left in the day, so let's kill this final one that has just instantly blasted us with 2 drunkenness waves, because what else do you do on a Friday evening? And I'll be wrapping things up. So let's get you killed, Mr. Fawn. Drop us something good, will you? 37 coins, I mean, I'm not going to say no to that. Yeah, we still have the bonus, I forgot about the bonus. Alright, we survived way longer than we should have because of these. We take 22% less damage from the fawns. I completely forgot that we rolled for that. Alright, since the Puka has very politely spawned next to us, I'm going to kill it as well. And there we go. Alright guys, thank you very much for watching. I know it has been a long time, so I'm really glad that so many of you have stuck around and followed my streams yet again. Like I said, more videos coming soon. I've got a lot of footage, a lot of stuff that I need to finish, so yeah, I mean, free time has been pretty tight for me recently, but this weekend I am going to do my best to finish at least 1 episode and then put together some more stuff, maybe perhaps in the matter of the coming weeks. But yes, this week definitely a video, and further from that we'll see, no promises. I'll try to get as many videos done as I can, since I have, yeah, so much footage. My disk, my hard drive is pretty much full of recordings, so I need to start doing those videos if I want to record some more stuff for the future. In any case, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you for the chat, Arek. It's been great talking to you. Yeah, thank you, Wasapit, as well. Thank you, Pop, for coming into the chat as always. Yeah, I'm really happy that I don't have that many viewers. I'm able to thank everybody for watching, like, personally, rather than being like, okay chat, this is it, bye. I hate streamers who call their viewers the chat. At the point when you have to call the people watching you chat, you have probably gone a little bit too far with your viewers. Yeah, in any case, I'm rambling and I was supposed to be wrapping up. Thank you very much for watching once again. See you again.